Hello everyone, this is Suckheck, also known as Paul Elia, and I am back in Garry's mod, building more stuff that probably isn't gonna work, because this is hard to make stuff that works. And I'm doing another viewer suggestion, and this time, the Battle21 suggested that I build some sort of plane or glider or an aircraft. And I'm gonna go for a very, very simple plane, kind of like the Garry's mod equivalent of a paper airplane type of thing. And so airplanes, they need to be light and they need to be stable, and I'm going to be achieving them being light by using plastic as my building material. So I got plastic here. It's fairly light, it bounces, and it's very, very, very handy. And this is a 2x6 plate of plastic, and this is going to be the body of the aircraft. And then I'm going to be using that's a little big. It's still a little big. Okay, we'll go 1x4s for the wings, and that is sort of the shape of the aircraft. I might do this, a tail. And that's a little tall, so we'll just make it... Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! And I threw myself into the air. And that happens, it's okay, whatever, we'll just put that back. Grab the actual tail. Okay, so here we go. My plane is going to have 4 pieces and a chair. So there we go, I'm going to be able to sit and ride the plane. Now the main thing you want to be able to control with your plane is you want to go forward. So you want to have a forward thrust, and that's typically W. Then you want to have roll left and roll right so that you can bank, and that's typically A and D. You also want to have pitch up and pitch down. So I'm going to be doing Shift and Alt for those. And so basically then how you fly the plane is you go forward, you gain some speed, and then you pitch up and you take off, and then when you turn you want to roll to one side and then pitch up, and because you'll be tilted, the pitch will actually turn you. And that's sort of how this airplane is going to work. And it's all going to be done with wire thrusters wired to an advanced pod controller on that chair. And we will just quickly now start welding stuff together. We want to weld, not axis. We're not building a VTOL plane because that would just be ridiculously complicated. I'm not against doing it, I just don't know how I would do it. Alright, and then I put the middle one right here. Oh no, it was inside me. There we go. This is our airplane. Ta-da! I will quickly strap on the chair. You kind of want the chair not to be way up front because you want the front to be able to lift off. A good spot to put it is kind of right behind the wings, because that's typically where a lot of the weight balance is going to be. So it's up near the front. It's not the middle, but it's up front around the wing area. It probably could use to be a little closer, but that's okay. I think it'll work. So now we need to go to wire and start wiring this thing up. And we're going to advance pod controller. Not sit down. Actually, looking at this, I'm pretty much right in the middle, so who knows how this is going to turn out. Okay, there's that. Now, thrusters. I'm not sure how much thrust we're going to need. So we're going to fiddle with it. 100 is obviously not enough, so we're going to do 5,000. 5,000 thrust. That's a nice middle-ish number. So we'll see how that works. These are going to be the forward thrusters. And in fact, don't want to do that one there because I want to do that one there. Okay. So those will provide forward thrust, which is probably the most important thrust, and we can always remove these two if we have too much thrust. To turn, we're going to put one on the end of each wing. That'll allow us to roll, and then our pitch will be controlled via two thrusters like so. Now all there is to wire them all up. We're going to wire all of these forward ones to W, forward ones to W. When this wing tilts down, that's when we're pushing A. When this wing tilts down, we're pushing D. When we're pitching downward, we're pushing Alt. And when we're pitching upward, we're pushing Shift. You typically don't ever tilt downward. It's not a very common thing. So that should be all thrusters are go, and we can quickly test this by sitting here and tapping some of the controls. And here we go. Okay, so they're a little powerful. And they're kind of noisy. So that's okay, we'll come back around here. We'll come in for a nice smooth landing. Bam. There we go. So a plane, it's not that difficult to get up into the air, you just need to have thrust capabilities. But as you could see, these thrusters were a little powerful. It was very hard to be kind of fine controlled with that. So we're gonna knock these all down to 2500, and we'll just apply the update to them all. If you really wanted to get technical, you could add 2 more, which I'm going to, just to show you. And so when this one fires, it's going to be when we're mouse 2, and this one is going to be mouse 1. So now if I click mouse 1, the back of the plane is going to shift this way, and so we're going to turn. And so that's actually going to allow us to turn midair. So here we go. Up in the air. If I do mouse 1, we turn. If I do mouse 2, we also turn. We can do some barrel rolls. And we'll come in for a nice, smooth landing. Bam. There we go. It's an airplane. It's really super basic. You can use the same thruster configuration on any different design, but just know that the more parts your plane has, the heavier it gets. So if you wanted to build like a fully encapsulated plane that had doors and lots of rows of seating, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, you would have to up either the thruster number, which can get tricky because thrusters don't always calculate properly at high numbers, or you can just add more thrusters. So like you could have, if you had a really big plane that had a big wingspan, you could have 3 thrusters on each wing instead of just the 1. And you want to be symmetrical. Always be symmetrical. So you got to make sure, like, oh, I went in 1 nub there, I'm going to go in 1 nub here, because that's, your plane needs to be balanced, and you always want to try and have it be as centered as possible, so that you're not constantly tipping to one side. That would be bad. That's poor engineering. So that's my plane. It's really simple. It's really kind of ugly. We'll fly around for a bit. Whee! Alright, that's it for this time, guys. I will see you guys next time.